Hello, writers. Welcome to this week's Writer's Tool Shed. Our tools this week are in week 11 example story. The house was in severe disorder. The living room floor was dense with documents, dirty clothes, and even dishware. I heard a gurgling sound coming from the bathroom, where it seemed someone had taken a bath and pulled the plug, but it drained so slowly that the water level had yet to sink halfway. The kitchen was worse. Moldy cups and plates piled in the sink and on the counters. Filthy rags hung from cupboard hooks and lay on the floor. I even caught a whiff of rancid meat. I felt stifled. I was beginning to panic. It was agony to be in there. I was going to hyperventilate. Then I opened the door to the bedroom and saw a blessed haven. A clean bed, sheets tucked in, the carpet spotless. Books nestled on shelves ordered precisely by author. The curtains hung straight and clean. I took a deep breath of relief. I would survive. So let's look at these words together. Severe is an adjective, means very serious, of high degree. You can see there's a severe storm going on with all of the lightning in the air. So it's not just a regular storm, but severe would be a very serious one, a bad one. When you're writing with it, you might use these phrases: severe weather, severe infection, if the infection has spread and it's gotten bad. Severe dandruff. Dandruff is that white stuff that you can sometimes see on the shoulders of your clothes. It comes from dead skin from your head. And if you have severe dandruff, then you're always seeing these little white flakes all over. Severe sunburn. If your sunburn is bad and really affecting you and painful, you call it severe. Next is filthy, an adjective, very dirty, disgusting, tends to soil or taint. This would be an example of a filthy rag. We learned the word grime earlier on in this writer's tool shed. And what is the difference between filthy and grimy when you're writing? Grime has more to do with the oil, with grit, with dirt. And yes, something that's grimy is dirty and it's hard to get off. But something that's filthy is slightly worse because filth has more to do with like dirtiness that is tainting, disgusting, like foul matter related to bodily functions, that kind of thing. And so filthy is not only hard to get off, but it's possibly infecting all as well. Stifle, to press down, suffocate, keep from making a sound. The queen here is trying to laugh, or she feels herself laughing, but she puts her hand over her mouth to stifle her laugh so that it doesn't come out in an inappropriate situation. And so, yeah, you can stifle a laugh, you can stifle a scream, you can stifle a person. Um, but what is the difference here when you're writing with it? Stifle versus smother. You might have heard of this word where you are saying like, "Oh, don't smother me, don't smother," and it's that similar meaning of suffocating, of like stopping someone from breathing. But there's the slight difference. Stifle has to do with kind of more restraining from the inside, where you're holding something back. If you're smothering, it's like you're pushing it down from the outside. You're taking like a pillow and putting it over someone's face. And so you would stifle a scream by holding it in yourself. Another person would smother you from screaming. You wouldn't smother your own scream. Panic is a verb, to be overcome by sudden fear, to lose control. This lady feels like there are alarm bells ringing in her head, and so she's panicking. When you're writing with it, panic versus freak out. Nowadays, you'll hear people say, "Oh, I was just freaking out. I couldn't handle it." And so, freak out and panic are almost identical in meaning. But freak out is much more colloquial slang, like you would hear it in somebody's speech, but panic is more formal. So you would use panic uh, in a paragraph of description, but not so much freak out. And last one is haven, a safe place of comfort and rest. And you see this house is in a haven, even though there's a storm all around it. When you're writing with it, haven versus safe haven. Safe haven is a legal term that designates a place made safe by the government. but haven can be any safe place, anything that anyone would